As everybody knows, I'm Darlene Paul. I'm in charge of housing and infrastructure, and my blurb inside of our little report here is on page 12. And the Housing Infrastructure Department is responsible for the day-to-day operations of all banned buildings on the reserve. It includes any water, wastewater delivery, roads, emergency measures, which is a topic that we're going to try to get into this year a bit more. And that's just in, if there was ever a disaster somewhere on the reserve, kind of what's our plan, how would we make it through, like if we had a big ice storm or whatever, kind of. I've been working with Carrie on that. Robert's attended a couple of meetings, but Carrie's kind of one of the main leads on that with council. My department is also responsible for the construction, renovation, and repair of the administration of all band-owned housing units. Along with myself, there are 6 full-time carpenters that are employed and 1 full-time water, wastewater delivery person, operator, and we are all employed by the Housing and Infrastructure Department. Various repairs to the sewer plant this year and certain lift stations at different places were a big part of where expenses went this year, and we're just trying to make sure that everybody has running water and a toilet that actually flushes when you want it to flush. And with the pump houses this year, like our reservoir up in Beto, we had to have it cleaned out. We did get contaminated with a hit of bacteria and whatnot, so we had to kind of clean out all the water. It was kind of an extensive process, and just because we have to meet the guidelines set forth by Health Canada, but yet they don't really have something in writing that they say this is how you do it, but they do kind of dictate what kind of rules we have to follow and the guidelines that we have to meet. Different road work was done up Beto. There was when you're first coming up Beto, where the pavement ends and the gravel starts, that takes a lot of traffic, and like as Molly had mentioned earlier, there is increased traffic all around the reserve, and especially at Beto, where it's growing so much with just the new houses that are up there, and just a lot of traffic lately. Well, now and whatnot, but so that's kind of a continuous kind of project that's always going on, is trying to, and we did like some ditching to try to help drain properly because it gets really soggy there. Another project that was done by the Capital Department or Infrastructure, the school down at the east had, in Tanya's report, she kind of mentions that we have a cultural room down there. And so we had some of our carpenters donated some of their time, and the band donated some material to help them with like a shadow box on the window, a window shelving kind of thing, and shelving inside the class itself to just kind of show off some of our Mi'kmaq, I guess they're kind of treasures kind of thing, because some of them are really old and they've been passed down and whatnot. But anyway, if you guys are ever down at the school, please go into the Mi'kmaq room down there just to check it out, because it is cool, and it's nice to see what everybody's learning, all of our kids are learning and whatnot. So this year, the housing department and our community lost 2 homes this year to fire, which displaced 2 families. Both units were insured, and the dollars have since flowed to the band. We've started construction on one of the homes, and the other one's going to be starting in a couple of weeks. With those houses, the foundations weren't included in the insurance prices, but the band, council, and we talked, and we did rebuild both foundations, which will only prolong the life of the house, because both units used to have extensive flooding in the spring, because just, they were older, and they're just, I think back then they were like 2x4 walls instead of 2x6 walls kind of thing, and it's going to make the life of the home last a lot longer. The new home that was located in Beadell Loop Extension was moved into this year, and this brings our total number of homes in Buckencake to 129. That's including private units and just band-owned units. Last fiscal year, the band received 1 housing allocation, and we've decided to build 2 smaller bachelor units. We're hoping that when doing this kind of I know that some people, when you hear smaller units, it's kind of discouraging to family size homes, people or families, because you know, it's a smaller home. There's no way that, you know, your family is going to kind of be able to fit in there or even be eligible to apply for that. But we're hoping that we can kind of maybe shuffle around. There might be a single person or an elder or somebody that's in a family-size home that, you know, these bachelor homes will kind of fit them more so, and maybe that will open up. So we're kind of always trying to look at different ideas on how we can kind of make our housing stretch more. This year, as in every year, we don't really find out our housing allocation until June sometime, and that's just when the chiefs meet and when, you know, the government and whatnot hands down their allocations and how they do their stuff. But we'll find out in June sometime, and as usual, we usually receive one home a year. Some of the renovations and repair projects that were done this year included refinishing the exterior of various basements, and that was to help stop the flooding, because you would have seen last year they would have been excavating outside or alongside different basements, and they kind of did some patchwork and whatnot, and that hopefully will, you know, extend the life of some homes, like, and people don't have to, you know, worry about every time we have a. I dread this time of year because it's so wet and we had so much snow, and it's just, I'm just waiting, you know, usually to hear whose basement flooded or something like that. But hopefully this will kind of, that little project we did last year will kind of alleviate that. Another project we did is up Beto, all the new homes and everybody up Beto. We did a gutter project where I got A1 gutter to come down, and they're aluminum gutter systems, and they are lifelong warranty on them. So once we were just waiting for the fiscal year to start, so I'm hoping sometime after April that we're going to kind of get everybody done, but it's going to be done in kind of phases kind of thing. Like last year to do all of Beto, I think we had 4 projects where we had about 10 homes or whatever it was, but it was split up. So I'm hoping that everybody else will be able to have theirs done. Along with that, we did 6 landscaping projects. A lot of doors, windows, bathrooms were remodeled, and roofs, flooring, patching some walls, and painting, and the band did 2 trailer pads. We also put on a 1.5-day basic home maintenance workshop. That was put on, and it gave helpful hints on how to extend the life of your home, and that was just for various tenants, and I'm hoping to repeat these workshops until everybody in the community has had a chance to gain this useful information, because it's only, you know, it's a good thing just to learn how you can extend that. And as the chief mentioned earlier, the housing department is looking for 5 candidates or 5 volunteers to sit on the housing committee. With the housing committee, I know he mentioned about housing policy this year. Along last year, I worked along with Carrie and Councillor Robert, where we were just trying to revise the housing policy. And this year, Nancy has come on, and Nancy McLeod, she's helped to kind of help us with that, and so that's going to be actually, you guys all have a copy of it on the table. We just kind of made out 1 copy so people can just kind of have a look now. Out of that, like, if you have questions, like, please write them down or just inbox me or email me, or just kind of, but it's just to kind of give you an idea as to where the band's going in housing. And I think there's actually even the terms of reference for the housing committee members, so that kind of tells you what you'd be doing and how you'd be doing it, kind of thing. So anyway, yeah, so if anybody is interested, please let me know, and that's it.